Hello everyone, I'm Dracula Prime, and this is Control. Specifically, we're going to be playing the AWE, or AW DLC today, which was released recently. For those of you who don't know, Control is about the Federal Bureau of Control, which is very much like Ghostbusters meets X-Files, in that there is a federal agency that is inside a interdimensional, persistent across time, ever morphing building that is sentient and hates you. So imagine trying to find a photocopier if the hallways kept shifting. That's the sort of kind of place that this game takes place in. The AWE DLC is named for an altered world event, which in this universe is a big spookening. There are small spooky shit, like altered objects and places of power, which are anchored to a certain point or location or object. And there's AWEs, which is basically a zip code gets all, hyphy. So we're going to be playing this today, and I'm going to be narrating this in real time, and commenting on what's going on in the game. As we do it. So let's get started. First off, they've got this swirly thing on the menu. That's a ghost that inhabits me, the main character's body. I saw it as a kid during an altered world event, and it's just been sort of my ghost pal. So that's what that is. We're going to start with endgame, which will put us right at the start. So I've completed the other DLC Foundation on this game, and we are going to skip that because it's not my favorite. Um, but I've been really enjoying the DLC for AWE so far, so I'm looking forward to playing it.
Shawshank Redemption. That's the name of the movie I was thinking of earlier.
So
Not important.
you are the director of
That was it.
the Federal Bureau of Control, and that's because you are a special telekinetic, like human weapon kind of thing. Also, this giant pyramid's your boss. It lurks in the astral realm and talks to you in a strange muffled voice. You never can really understand what it says, but it is saying stuff to you. I happen to like her civilian outfit a lot better than her director outfit, but that is not really the point of the endeavor. So let's select the mission. Go to, there we go.
Darkness engulfed the elevator. There was something there, reaching for her, trying to make her act. It was a distress call. Phaeton sensed a drowning man.
So this is riffing off of an earlier Remedy game called Alan Wake, wherein you play the titular writer who goes on a writing retreat and ends up getting spookified by what is now known from this game as an altered world event. So that's sort of the tie-in, and it's really cool because there's a bunch of other sort of like world-building, nods from other Remedy games that take place within the context of this. This is sort of like a hub in terms of like story structure and how it ties everything together. So there's going to be quite a bit of references there, and that's not ideal.
Hello? Anyone here? Guess not.
So most of the puzzles in this game are put Power Cube in the right spot. So
Seems a lot more crowded than the rest of the bureau. Now that gate should open.
So there is so much documentation in this game. There's literally reams and reams and reams of world building, of fluff, of like additional content. So I'm going to open some of these documents and let you read them. If you want to finish them, go ahead and pause it at that time, and I'm just going to open it up really quickly and then close it again. So you can read those if you are so inclined. Dr. Darling is the sort of the head of science for the Federal Bureau of Control, which is why this investigation that's been taking place on his person is of interest, because when doing mad ghost science, one is likely to not do everything necessarily by the book, especially in like a federal regulation sort of context. Where did it go? So there's my spooky ghost friend swirling off in the background, and that is sort of guiding me to where I need to go next. And he is non-cleverly named as Polaris, the guiding star, so that's pretty on the nose. So the main sort of weaponry you have in this game is twofold. First off, you have the service weapon, which is what I've got here, which is sort of like it transmogrifies into various formats. It's a sniper rifle, it's a shotgun, it's a artifact from the astral world, and only the director can use it. If anyone else other than the director uses it, then they end up killing themselves. The board, who is the giant black pyramid I mentioned before as your boss, dictates to you, or dictates who gets to use the service weapon. So by the fact that I am holding the gun, it means I am the director. It's very sort of like a King Arthur Excalibur kind of thing. Like I said, there's a lot of documentation here, so... And the other weapon that you get to use is telekinesis, so you get to pick up chunks of shit, then fling it. You also get some other cool powers, which I'll probably explore as we go forward, but for right now, I think it's sufficient. So this is an interesting part where this cord will transport you to a sort of like crossroads at in the desert kind of thing. It's an interdimensional crossroads point where you're able to sort of modify the material realm through your actions in this sort of astral plane construct. And that's not how that shit works at all, man. So we're gonna go here. I have to pull this lever 3 times, and by lever I mean cord. Un, deux, trois.
Do we know each other? This feels familiar. I can't seem to... I've forgotten it. I'm sorry. My name is Alan Wake.
When we last left Alan Wake, he was getting eaten by a sentient shadow in a lake. We haven't heard from him since the early 2010s, when that game was released. So this sort of dive into where Alan's been this whole time is unexpected and sufficiently psychedelic.
Who are you? Do I know you?
I'm your friend Tom. Tom Zane. There's nothing to worry about.
Tom,
poet. The diver, you look different.
That was just a role, a character. The protagonist I played in my old film. I'm a filmmaker, an auteur like yourself. We're working on this together, remember? An artistic collaboration. You need a drink.
So this is what we're seeing of like Alan Wake's like exit experience as he's inside the shadows, and actually the words he just said, "endless darkness," were his last words in the game.
You found a way to escape. It'll work this time.
Ride it.
You found a way.
No. I don't... Wait. There's something. It's my double. He's out there.
Pretty sure you found him, my guy.
I've seen
Yeah.
it.
Nothing to worry about. I'm dealing with it. It's fine, my friend. Let me handle him.
You've met him? What the hell?
Now, come on. You misunderstand me.
Weird.
That was Alan Wake, the writer who went missing in that AWE
So
case I
this
read about.
is the Ocean View Motel, which is the dimensional crossroads I mentioned.
Thomas
A
Zane
lot of these
was
doors are
there.
inaccessible and then
The poet.
open dynamically
wait,
as
but
you
he was a
repeatedly
filmmaker,
come
right?
back here.
I always remember that wrong.
It is very pretty. The lighting in this game is like pretty spectacular, so it adds a lot of weight to any of these scenes that you're in. So in order to initiate any of the weirdness that takes place in the Ocean View Motel, you have to ring the bell. And then something happens. Nope. Don't like that. The game adheres to a lot of rules that have sort of supernatural implications. One of the things in one of the like fluff texts is that the rule of three is very much a real thing when it comes to interacting with the astral world. So that's actually a repeated theme throughout a lot of the content that you engage with here, is that there are three things and you must interact with them in order to proceed. Even with the light switch that I pulled, I had to pull it 3 times, and that gave me access. So there's a lot of stuff like that, where like sort of like the rumors or like rules that you've heard about, like regarding the occult or the supernatural, are actually codified within this setting. Fuck that lamp.
Dr. Emil Hartman, devoured by hungry darkness, became the thing that had been Hartman. Broke loose, killed everyone it could, lurking, roaming, waiting. Then something else came, a resonance. The thing that had been Hartman went through another change.
So this is spooky, right? Like you open this door, there's a backlit thing of myself doing some goofy shit. But this is the way you leave this every time, so it's a little bit not as impactful as it used to be. Cool. So after interdimensional shenanigans, the path is open. So here I go killing. Now I'm walking into this place called the Firebreak. Firebreak is sort of like a buffer between areas that are supernaturally hot, and they have this really wonderful aesthetic. I absolutely love how these things look, where it's just empty except for these like spotlights. So it looks like I should be going over here, but this looks totally fucked up. Okay, so I can't go here. That guy over there is an astral spike, and if he touches you, you die. So I'm going to let him do a little rotato there, go across the thing, so when I hop over this to the next point, I don't get murdered in the process, because that's pretty much a bummer. So with this service weapon, you're able to select basically from multiple constructs. Oh, alright, gotta go. So these yellow tiles that you see throughout the map are very similar to the green lights you see in like Doom Eternal, where they sort of are a guiding beacon or a way to show you where you need to go. Also, you're going to find this out in a little bit, but there's an immortal janitor who's been here since prehistory. So that's
Creepy, damp, and abandoned.
like I like my ladies.
Why did Wake want me to come here?
So, in the way that they designed this game, a lot of the colors are very seriously considered. You have this very specific yellow to like mark a door that you can progress through, whereas a red like light in the same spot denotes a place that you can't go. This sort of red, the super like saturated color, is typically associated with the bads and highlights like weak spots or areas that you're supposed to shoot. So. There's a very intentional use of color here, and I think that that's a really great development in like gaming. That's not sure that's supposed to happen.
That doesn't look like a house shift. Do I even want to know?
So to explain what she just said, a house shift is a occurrence where the house that we are in, it's called the oldest house, that the Federal Bureau of Control is located within, moves. The oldest house hates you. And one of the things I really like about this game, and reason why I actually played, is it's an exploration of hostile architecture. Like, even if you look at this stuff right here, this is how the house manifests its changes. It creates blockades using this sort of like organic fractal concrete brutalism, and I think that's real fucking neato.